Hello and welcome back to another edition of Memescape News, the best source of information on the current happenings of the Memescape. I'm your host, Evan. We've had another quarantined week, but this time we've had some actual things happen for once. Amazing, right? The past few episodes have just been nothing on top of nothing on top of nothing, you know? Big ol' nothing burger. But this time, we got something. So, yeah, let's get right into the current events. So, the current event that I really want to cover this week, you might have heard of this. I imagine you have seen it. If you haven't, you're in for a wild ride. So, a bunch of celebrities got together, and they put together a video of them singing Imagine, the classic John Lennon song. It's not very good. They essentially split up the song where each person would sing a different line, but the problem is they're all singing in different keys, and some of them are really off tune and they, clearly can't sing, but, some of them are just trying to have a good time, and some of them just look so overly confident and cringy and terrible. And there's also a whole bar missing for some reason at one point. And so a bunch of people rightly made fun of it. Because these rich people are all... It's part of the whole rich people complaining about how terrible their lives are, having to stay inside while people are, starving to death. And so a whole bunch of YouTube musicians made fun of it expertly by attempting to accompany this god-awful piece. Take a look at a few of these.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try.
No hell below us.
Above us only sky.
Imagine all the people
Living for today.
Now, you see, they did kind of a good job, actually. It was hard to make this work. But they did, with the different time signatures to match the actual flow of the video, which is completely unnecessary, but it's very funny anyway. And what's really funny is just how they had to deal with some people who clearly can't sing, and they had to notate that out.
And the world will live as one.
Imagine no possessions.
I wonder if you can.
It's a good meme. Don't worry about investing in this one, because you have to know what you're doing in order to. So it's best saved as a YouTube trend rather than an investing meme. With that, let's get into the meme economy. Guys, guess what? The meme economy is up for once! And the reason why is that there were actually finally new formats. I talked about Imagine earlier. There haven't really been any new Corona formats this week, and that's because it's turned into... The internet has turned from a place where you want to talk about Corona, you go there to talk about it, and it's turned from that into a place where you go onto the internet so you remove yourself from it. And so I think we're not really going to be seeing any more coronavirus-related memes. So if you're still investing in that, you're going to want to cease production immediately. But what you can start production on right away is Triangle Man memes. I failed to cover this last week because it was bigger last week, but it's by no means dead. It's an ironic meme, like a really ironic meme, like one of the bizarre ones. And it's this video of this dancing triangle. It's basically this anthropomorphic Triforce piece from a Zelda fan animation. I never saw the original animation, but I imagine there's plenty of people who have, so you might recognize it. Or maybe it's some obscure shit from the 90s. I have no idea. The point is that it's being set to music on multiple different social media platforms, and it sort of kind of works. So, do I think you should invest in this one? Well, it's a complicated question, because on one hand, you're going to get a lot of return if you do. But the thing is, I'm not sure how much demand there is. Now, of course, get out of here, get out of here. I'm sorry, I found that green screen, I had to do that. There's not a lot of demand for these, because after a while they kind of get repetitive. You know, it's just the same thing. It's the triangle dancing. So if you want to invest and get good return from it, what you're going to want to do is make something original with it. Don't follow the pack. It's a video meme, so you're going to need to be able to make those proficiently in order to do this properly, but I imagine that's already a given, considering how, you know, it's video meme. You should know that by now if you're an investor. Yeah. The other meme I want to talk about this week is Yankee with no brim. So essentially, this guy some dude posted this video on Twitter back in February, and it's basically him reacting to this guy who has a Yankees cap, but that doesn't have a brim. It's funnier if you actually see the video.
Whoa! Yankee with no brim! Hold on, let me go around. Let me go around this hat. Whoa!
Yeah, that's not that bad, is it? So people have been messing with it the way the internet always does.
Whoa! Yankee with no brim! Hold on, let me go around. Let me go around this hat. Whoa!
I think I'm not sure exactly where it originated. Know Your Meme says iFunny, but I refuse to admit that anything funny ever comes from iFunny, so I'm not so sure. But somehow, the trend of adding Barnacle Boy to these memes of Yankee with no brim became a thing.
Whoa! Yankee with no brim! Hold on, let me go around.
And now... I don't know why people do this, but I guess it fits. It's kind of like a reaction format, but it's like a reaction meme, but it's a spin on it, you know. And people have also been adding music to them, and people have been, you know, doing things on Reddit, OKBR. It's all good. Do I think you should invest in this one? It's probably already dead, honestly. I also I'm covering this one late, so it's definitely towards the end of its lifespan, if we're talking about memes. So if you want to invest, you know, go ahead, but don't expect extensive returns unless you do something really creative. And finally, I want to leave you off with a clip, as I usually do. So, more of the Pickle Rick resurgence.
Hi, kids, and welcome to Veggie Tales. I'm Bob the Tomato, and I'm Larry the... Larry, are you okay? I'm fine, Bob. I'm just... What's happening to me? Larry, what's happening? I don't know. I'm slowly turning into a pickle.
That's about it for this edition of Memescape News. Did I miss something or say something inaccurate? Let me know down there, and I will mention it next time. See you ladies and gents later.